now. And based on the evil that you're doing now, something should happen to you now. So that lets you know it's not going to be too far away, this terrible event. You've been killing your own children at an alarming rate. So now my videos are going to be based on that. Because see, you tried to use children as this means to play with me and to play with other people. And so we're going to utterly destroy you concerning your own character towards your own children as a collective community. Yeah. We're going to show you who you are concerning children, step by step and day by day. And so now the next phase is beyond you having sex with them. Now we're going to show you how you're killing them. You can go check my Facebook, Molotov Currents. And Currents spelled Currence, Molotov as in a Molotov cocktail. So Molotov, one word, like a Molotov cocktail. And Currents, Currence. And you can check my Facebook on the daily and you will see that you will see all the clippings that I am going to be sharing and insight I'm going to be sharing on the murderous Americans killing their own children, because you've been fraudulent, you've been fictitious, you've been a fake, you've been a funky fake when you've been the one killing your own kids, talking about you protect children. Well, how come we see you on the average everyday basis harming your own children that you pooped out your butt? The children you pooped out, not somebody else. You are a fraudulent, fictitious, fake people, hypocritical people. And now you're being exposed as the likes of that. So I finished my course on exposing you as pedophiles. I've exposed you as the pedophiles you are. I mean, here it is. I've been doing this for how many months? Almost a year now. I've been doing it before the top of the year 2022, talking about the 40 states and all the laws. So it's well over 8-9 months. Safe to say at least 9 months, which is the time period for a birthing in the human realm. I've been talking about these laws for 9 months. Now comes a point where people heard what they heard, and I think maybe the Lord seen his angels reported to him that no one even did anything or said anything about it. So guess what? I've done enough of that. You found it entertaining. You did nothing about it. You didn't say anything about it. And I've talked to many of you Americans, and guess what you did? While you sitting up acting like you're such a protector, I exposed you. You didn't even want to talk about it when I told you your country was doing that. You didn't even want to talk about it. I exposed you as a surface layer, fraudulent, wannabe protector of children. You were only surface layer. When I started showing you who the real pedophiles were in your country, you said, I had a person say to me, they don't even care. This same person talking about they want to be a big brother for younger kids. But then when I told you about your country being pedophiles or marrying children, you said you didn't want to hear about it. Because see, what they thought they could do, these people in this American culture, they thought they could do is use this surface layer level of I protect children to intimidate me, to make me feel like they are who I should fear, when in actuality, I'm who they should fear. Yeah, they walk around, well, I protect children. And then when we got to the crux of the matter, you didn't want to talk about it. You didn't want to talk about it. When we got to the crux of the matter, you talking about you don't even care. So we beyond that phase now. God's seen that we expose you as being surface layer child protectors with no substance and not the guts to fight the real pedophiles. So now so I've accomplished that. That's mission accomplished. You're exposed. America's exposed. We got both of you. You a surface layer child protector, fraudulent and fictitious, and don't even and you're almost like a fake DC comic vigilante character that doesn't have the guts to fight in real life when it comes to these real pedophiles. So now we exposed you as the fraudulent one, right? If you was a comic book person character, you would be called the fraudulent one. Okay? You're the fraudulent one. I'm going to be calling you that too as I go along. The fraudulent one. You're a fraud. Okay? I exposed you as that because there's no way in the world you could have been a bona fide child protector. And I'm sitting up here telling you all these laws and you letting it go in one ear and out the other. And even one man saying he simply didn't care. And some people just sitting there dumbfounded. Okay, so now I've exposed you and them. One bird, one stone, two birds with one stone. You and them, two birds with one stone. So now that's done. Mission accomplished in Jesus' name. Amen. So now we're going to the second phase. The second phase is going to show how these fraudulent ones are also killing their children. Yeah, Not only are you having sex with them, you're killing them. So now we're going to start showing you that. Well, I'm hitting the ground running. I mean, you see the Robb Elementary. Robb Elementary is me hitting the ground running. 18-year-old goes into, again, a man with his own free will. I don't have a remote control over this guy. He had his free will, and he chose to go into Robb Elementary and kill all these kids. He was 18, by the way. He wasn't the same age as the kids. He is one of the first omens of Americans entering into this new season of killing their own children. He is an omen of that. He is an omen of that. Why when everybody act like this is normal and it's all good and life goes on as normal, no. A prophecy is released that a terrible event is coming upon you all. You can't go and kill kids in a school and think it's all good. Oh, you didn't think I was going to hit the ground running. That's the punchline. I already have a solid example of you massacring kids, massacres of children. We have officially moved into a season. Why you want to blame me for it? We're officially, I'm showing you the difference between me and you. Because you know that you used your children against me. Yes, you did. You played all kind of games, psychological games. So so you know you get what you deserve concerning your children, concerning what you've done with them, and concerning me. You know you can't just do anything any kind of way. I don't care what you use. So let's separate that, which is just, from you, which is an animal, going out here killing your own kids. Let's separate the difference between my mentality and yours. All right? You're going out there senselessly killing your own kids. This guy that killed these kids he was 18. That's a man. That's a man that had no regards for children. And you think the world is going to go on as normal. Not this time. He is the gateway into this new season. He is the opening of the gates into this new season. That's why I had to get on this, because I've talked about these laws way too long, and you've done nothing way too long. I told you this months ago. Last year I told you about this, and the year before that. So now it's time for this to be addressed. And what's going to happen? Here's what's going to happen. You're going to have a terrible event that is going to come on your entire community because of the killing and slayings of children and innocent people. The guy that killed those children at Robb Elementary, he is the omen, an evil omen of what is to come. The minds of the people that have no regards for children in this country. He is the beginning of it. He is the poster boy for it, if you will. He is the poster boy of the new American that has no regards for the lives of children and innocent people. Oh, you thought it was going to just be slow. You thought it was just another school shooting. No. Remind you, before that even happened, I can show you started from January 1st. And if you want to go back further, we can go back further. But I'll start at January 1st of this year, where people were already killing their own children anyway. Women and men. Both of them. Before that guy even did that. But he is the official poster boy for this new season of America that is killing children and innocent people. Also, the people that push people on the trains, that wasn't really going on as frequently years ago. Every once in a while you would hear about that. I remember being in New York. Every blue moon you would hear about somebody pushing somebody on a train or falling on a train themselves. You would hear about that every blue moon, and everybody would go back to normal. But it's hard to do that when every other month or so you hear about it. Keep up now. Every couple months you hear about another train pushing. Keep up. I'm sure you can go find it. Every couple months you hear about it. So there's so many different aspects of society, not to mention the countless shootings just in the ghettos and the hoods. That's constantly going on. Senseless shootings out there. I mean, you don't even have the police shootings that bad anymore. What you have is just the American community. When the last time you heard of I think I heard of one like maybe a week or so ago about the police shootings or something, unprovoked, where a guy put his hands up and he was killed by the police. But for the most part, you don't really hear about the police shootings anymore. We've entered into a new phase of evil where it's the community that's killing their children and innocent people, pushing people in front of trains. I mean, the worst train pushing was the black guy that pushed the Asian woman in front of the train. That right there resonated with everybody, man. I mean, because they come to find out that she was actually helping, and homeless people. She was advocating for homeless people to be able to sleep in the subways at nighttime so they could stay out the cold. Little did that man know that she was advocating for people that was in his circumstance. Had he had known that, let's just say she had a shirt on or he talked to her one day. He thought about doing it one day, but he talked to her. I guarantee the next day he would have saw her. He wouldn't have ever thought about that. See, you never know who you're harming. And some of you are no better than that one wayward weirdo that pushed that nice woman, that Asian woman, onto those train tracks. You're no different. Because you just as bugged out and crazy and stupid and funky in the head. And the people that you're playing around with are in better shape than you. Trying to help the community. And that's why there's now a prophecy that there's a terrible event that is coming on the entire nation of the United States of America. It's based on, I just showed you what it's all about. Just in case you think there's no reason this should be happening. Just in case you're saying, well, it ain't all of us. Well, it's enough of you. It's enough of you for this to happen. It's enough of you for a nationwide terrible event to happen when you got all these people out here killing their kids and pushing people on trains unprovoked, slashing people on their face unprovoked. Police can't even do nothing about it. Military ain't doing nothing about it. You see them doing anything? You see the military doing anything? Okay, then your society is beyond help. It's beyond being helped. The military can't help it. The police can't help it. They can't do nothing. They're helpless. Military are helpless. Military officials are helpless. All they can do is lock you up and throw away the key. All they can do is give you a curfew. That's all they can do. Police, the same thing, basically. That's all they can do for you. Put you away. That's all they can do, like you crazy people. They cannot help you any longer, and it takes divine judgment. It takes a divine event to straighten this out. God is not happy right now when your kids are being killed in the rate that they're being killed. You're going back to normal. You're going back to as if it didn't happen. And God is not. God is not going back to as if it didn't happen. You're doing that. And some of you are doing that because you're too weak to digest the reality of your community. That's why you don't have any corresponding action. You're not voicing nothing about it. You're not saying nothing about it because you can't even stomach your own community anymore. Because you would go crazy or get depressed. Some of y'all can't even watch the news for that reason. You can't even watch the news because you would get depressed. Everybody's saying it. You're not the only one. Everybody's saying how they'll get depressed if they keep watching the news. Even I have to pull back sometimes from it. When I'm having a good time. When I'm, But somebody has to pay attention. Somebody has to monitor the foolishness. Somebody has to have the stomach to digest the surroundings in the community. We can't all be talking about, well, we ain't gonna watch the news. It's just too much going on. I can't watch it. Well, everybody can't do that. And you know, and you know who I'm starting to respect these days? Do you know who I'm starting to really respect these days? Not the entertainers, not all these rappers and singers who you respect. Because right about now, they ain't saying nothing. You notice that? You know who I'm starting to respect? All these people that get on CNN and all these other news channels, and they have to report all of this craziness. You know how much of a backbone it, you know how much of a backbone it takes to do that? You know how much of a backbone it takes to go through COVID-19. Look at all these people that's done it. They went through 2020, all the COVID time when nobody know what was going to happen. These people was on there consistently broadcasting the updates, the news, and all the sophistications of it, all the ups and downs of it. They went through that. Then they went through, what was after that? All the different strains of COVID. And then came the crazy people starting to act out and shoot people, all kind of stuff during COVID time. During COVID time, they had to broadcast that. And then more strains came. More people got COVID. More crazy people killing each other. They had to keep broadcasting that all last year. And now this year, still more strains of COVID. Monkeypox, mass shootings, killings of children. These people have to broadcast and keep a straight face doing all of that. While you little Americans think you're the honorable ones, think you're the one doing something. You ain't doing nothing. You're in danger because of your counterparts. Well, it's everyday people that's getting crazier and crazier. We start to look at you now. Not only are we looking at the government, we're also looking at you. Yeah, I know. You don't want to hear that, do you? Because you feel like you're a freedom fighter like me, but you ain't putting in no work. How you like me, you ain't putting in no work? Oh, you had the thought to be like me. Guess you didn't have no follow through, did you? Because it's one thing to think I want to talk about this stuff. It's one thing, and it's another thing to make 400 plus videos about it. That's what I'm doing. I got 400 videos, by the way. While you thinking about it. So your American community has become a problem. So you know what's going to happen? Your rights are going to be taken away. They're going to start taking your rights away. They're going to start taking your freedom away. That's what they're not designed to sit here and tickle you and caress you and give you a massage. They're not designed to do all of that. They're designed to shut down the problem. That's how they design. And the more your counterparts, your fellow American citizens all around you are playing games and out here acting like they crazy and like they done lost their mind, somebody gonna chop their head off. And somebody gonna chop their head off, man, and go ahead and take away their rights. They're gonna take away their rights. They're gonna take away your rights because of your counterparts. I'm telling you, this is where it's gonna go. Meanwhile, people like me that are in spiritual position are seeing that destruction is about to come upon you. Destruction is already upon you. And people from a government position are about to take away your rights. That's what's going to happen. Playtime is over. All that arrogant American society stuff is over. I don't see how you can be arrogant as American when you have COVID-19 and monkeypox and all these different things going on. I don't see where you could be arrogant at, because you're subject to COVID when you got to get vaccinated. Well, you had to take a chance. You didn't know what that vaccination was going to do. But you humbled yourself and stopped trying to be some arrogant Superman American. And you humbled yourself. You humbled yourself and took your tail down to wherever place you went and got vaccinated. So you should already be humble from that. Because you didn't know what that vaccination was going to do. Some of y'all thought y'all was going to die when you got it. Well, I don't know. I might die if I take it. Yeah, you already been humbled. You did something you ain't even know if you was going to die. Hey, they put something in you, didn't they? That wasn't water. That was not water. Yeah, you've already humbled yourself. Just too stupid to see it. And now you're coming to a point now where you done got back arrogant. You know, you done got the vaccinations. You're thinking it's all good. You know, the mask mandates aren't that heavy no more. The vaccination mandates aren't that heavy no more. You know, and you done went back to normal as far as the evil of the evil of your intentions, the evil of your mind, the evil of your heart. You done went back to that because you done got used to COVID. See, some of y'all had this sense of humanity in the beginning of COVID. You had a sense of compassion or sympathy or empathy or apathy. You had all of that going on in the beginning. Yeah, you did. And then even though COVID you didn't get a sense of normality or normalcy because COVID was still here, you went back to normal as far as the evil of your hearts. Well, you're killing your kids right now in the midst of COVID. You was doing it last year. You was killing your kids then. And how can you be humble according to your surroundings, according to what's going on? How can you claim to be in touch with the pain and the suffering that's going on around you when you go and kill your kids? You see where we at? That part. They go kill their kids, which is a sign, an indication that these people are clearly over the death and the pain and the destruction that's around them. And God is looking at that because you should have a better sense of humanity. You would think so. With 1 million plus people dead in your country, you would think that you would have a stronger sense of humanity. But you don't, do you? In fact, you are worse than ever before. And this is why the prophecy of a terrible event is coming on you, upon you, and all around you, up and down you. Because you have proven to have no sense of humanity. You don't have a sense of humanity. When you can gang stalk in the middle of COVID, when people are dying at the hospitals around here, when you can gang stalk and monkeypox is rising on the horizon, it's rising on the horizon. Monkeypox is popping up. You got mass shootings, even at elementary schools, and here you are still gang stalking. Here you are still playing your American arrogant game. And now you are despised. You are despised because of your lack of humanity in the middle of suffering and death. In the middle of suffering and death, you have no sense of humanity. In the middle of kids being killed, you think you're still cool and you think you still are able to go around and think gang stalking is cool. Let's put it like that. And honestly, I don't care if you're cool or you're not cool. We're in a wartime now. And if you think I'm not in it, then you're sadly mistaken. I'm in war mode. Okay? And for people that have lost humanity and have lost a sense of compassion for human beings, you're about to witness the most terrible event that has ever happened in modern day humanity upon America. It's going to be so bad that you won't be gang stalking anymore. You won't have anyone under surveillance anymore. All you people that like to have people under surveillance, you won't be doing any of that anymore. This event is going to prove fatal to all of the things that you're doing.